one male down. I got to need an ambulance ASAP.
Authorities have yet to verify the video shared by the family's attorney to NBC News.
This story comes to us from apnews.com. Out of Decatur, Alabama, not Decatur, Illinois, but Decatur, Alabama. An attorney representing the family of a black man who was fatally shot at his home by police said that officers did not give the man time to respond before they opened fire. They rarely do. Steve Perkins, 39, was killed by the police September 29th of this year in Decatur, Alabama, in a confrontation that began with a tow truck driver trying to repossess Perkins' truck. The driver reported that Perkins flashed a gun, so officers accompanied the driver when he went back to the home. And he probably thought someone was stealing his car. He didn't know it was a repossession. He probably thought it was getting stolen. The Decatur Police Department said Perkins turned the gun toward one of the officers and they shot him. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency said Perkins had a handgun with a light on it. That's so he could aim. Lee Merritt, he's a big-time civil rights attorney, representing the Perkins family, said video from neighbors' home security systems indicate that the officers accompanied the tow truck driver onto the property but did not announce themselves and opened fire within a second of telling Perkins to get on the ground. Perkins did not appear aware of their presence, according to attorney Lee Merritt. Now, in the home surveillance video camera published by WAFF, an officer is heard shouting, "Police, get on the ground," and shots then immediately ring out in rapid succession.
Video caught on a neighbor's doorbell camera captures the moment the Perkins family says police fatally shot 39-year-old Steve Perkins.
Police, go back!
The warning appearing to come immediately before police opened fire, killing the husband and father.
Merritt told the Associated Press they jumped up, they shouted, "Pow!" That quick. Lee Merritt says the policy of not announcing yourself and creeping up into people's properties, they will tell you it's for officer protection, officer safety, so that they're not ambushed. But what they did here was ambush Steve. Yeah, a lot of times cops will like creep up on your property and they'll go, "This is for officer safety." Well, somebody's on my property at 1 a.m. or midnight or whatever. You're getting your ass kicked for you're creeping up on my house. You better announce yourself. In a statement, Perkins' family said the truck was not in repossession, which is why he was disputing the tow. So he said it wasn't in repossession. Interesting. I'm going to get back to something in a second here, so stick with me, because I'm almost done. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, which is investigating, said that it did not have any additional information to release to the public. Of course not. It opened a tip line for information. City and state officials have asked for patience during the investigation, as if we have a choice. They said the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency vowed it would be very thorough and methodical. The agency said the findings will be turned over to the Morgan County District Attorney's Office. Now, protests have occurred daily in that North Alabama city since Perkins was killed. Decatur Mayor Tab Bowling was quoted, "The thing that has been consistent is looking for answers. We understand that. That is something everyone wants, and they want answers now. Unfortunately, we don't have control of that." And you don't. We don't have control. Law enforcement does whatever law enforcement is going to do. Nothing we can do about it. Hundreds of people gathered outside of Decatur City Hall on Thursday night in a vigil for Perkins. According to Nicholas Perkins during the vigil, he said, "Not only was I his brother, but I was his friend. You have no idea how it feels to be born a protector and the job is taken away from you unjustly and unwarranted. I gather that was his big brother. But the thing I wanted to get back to is how these police are writing up these reports. Well, this happened. He pointed the gun at us and we had to do. But there's a security camera on the neighbor's house that got it. You hear what I'm saying? There was a security camera on the neighbor's house. Cops probably didn't even know about that security camera. Or they're too dumb to think about it. What's my point? When you see the police and you have time, don't just go, it's another cop stop. Get your butt over there and record it. I understand that, 95, 98% of the time, it's just going to be, whatever, that was boring. But that 3 to 5% of the time, when cops act up, Elijah McClain, George Floyd, regardless of how dirty he was, the cop was dirtier. I'm trying to think all the names. There's so many names that I could give you. Elijah McClain and George Floyd and, of course, Breonna Taylor. And I'm just trying to think right now. There's just so many. And it was, most of the time, it was a video camera or video footage that brought the truth out. Yeah. So when people laugh at us for recording the police, what's that dude doing? He's recording the cops, man. Leave him alone. Yeah. I bet that's what the cops who killed Elijah McClain would have said. Hey, don't record us. Of course, it was their own body cameras that nailed them. And I'm sorry for talking so long, but this has to be driven home. Let people laugh at you. Let people mock you. Let people make fun of you. But if you're like that little girl who recorded George Floyd when Derek Chauvin had his knee on his neck, it was her video that convicted Chauvin. Her video. And she got some award. I want to say the Nobel Peace Prize. I don't know if that's what it was. She got some huge award for journalism. It may have been the Nobel. But she did. She got some award for that video. Who would have known? Who would have known? So the 8 times that you record cops and nothing really happens and you're like, yeah, they're just doing their job. Those 2 next times might be the times you need to be recording.